Hi guys, Jason from Thrive Endurance. I'm here today to give you an update on my 6-week MAF challenge. So yeah, 6 weeks ago I put the challenge out there to anyone that wanted to give this MAF challenge a go, basically running at a low aerobic heart rate. So I was quite surprised. I've had a considerable amount of people take up the challenge, which was good, especially at this time of the year. It's a perfect time to be doing it with no races and everything like what I explained in my other videos. So I just thought I'd give you an update on my progress. Basically, I haven't done this for a little while. So when I first did it, my pace was relatively slow. And as I said, slow is just a term. It's just context. But for me, I had to run. I think my first one was about 5:55 pace. Even the whole first week was 5:50 pace. So as the weeks went on, I did see some slow progress, but it was definitely positive progress every single week. And to basically where I just done my last one today, and I'm down to about an average of about 5:30 pace. So that's about a 20-second improvement over the 6 weeks. So literally, I was pretty much doing 3 MAF runs a week. So it's probably about a 1 second per kilometre improvement every single run I did. So that mightn't sound that exciting. I'm still able to run at 5:30 pace, but in context, if I dropped a second off every run, I ran 3 times every single week. And I kept dropping 3 seconds a week off my MAF heart rate, which for me is 20 odd beats under my zone 2 sort of aerobic race pace. If I went another 10 weeks and I was down to 5-minute pace, obviously if I can run 20 beats lower than my aerobic pace, when I actually do go up, I'm actually going to be faster. So yeah, it looks really promising. I'm going to continue on with it. As you probably have seen, I've put out the challenge for a MAF marathon, a virtual handicap race. So basically, anyone now, that's finished the MAF challenge, we look at what your MAF heart rate pace is. That's what we're going to set your handicap up off. And, you've got 6 weeks to keep improving. So the more you improve, the better you're going to go in the race because your handicap's based off now. So I did that because it's given everyone a bit of motivation to keep going, me included, because I am one person that really likes to see improvement every week, whether I'm running further, I'm running faster, but when you're just using effort, it basically means that you might just push yourself harder each week. It doesn't necessarily mean that you're going faster for the same effort. So this is what the MAF challenge was all about. So just some things that I struggled with. Not every single run was better. I found that if I ran in the PM, I was about 10 seconds slower than if I ran in the AM. Whether that was just based off food or I'd just eaten beforehand, or whether it was a bit hotter, or what the scenario is. So every time I ran in the afternoon, I was really depressed because, I was back to running 5:50 pace, or so on. Some of my afternoon runs were slower than my very first run. But basically every single Sunday I ran in the morning at around the same time, and every single one of them was better and better each week. So that was kind of the indication that I used. I didn't look at an indication of just session to session to session because it was kind of doing my head in. So don't always think, oh my God, I went slower, so that's a negative. There's lots of things that factor into your heart rate. Whether you just had caffeine, whether you're dehydrated, whether you're stressed, whether you're tired, you didn't sleep properly, you haven't eaten properly, you've just eaten. There's so many things that can change your heart rate by 5 to 10 beats. So you've got to just look at it over a whole line. If you look at mine over a whole line, it's just it's positively down. From 5:50 here down to 5:30 here, but there was plenty of zigzags along the way. Like I think week 3, I was down. I did one run at about 5:35, and I was like, oh my God, I'm smashing it. But then the next run I was 5:50. But if you look, the trend is down, and if and it's been constantly down, and if you just keep following that trend for another 12 weeks, well, we're going to be down here. And then if you follow it again, we don't need to change. Everyone's like, how long do you need to do this for? Well, you don't need to stop doing it until you plateau, until you don't get any faster. So for me, I'm seeing improvements. I think out of about the 15 people that are doing it, I'd say that 12 people are really seeing improvements. There's a couple of people that are really struggling, but just them being able to run under a MAF heart rate, like at the start, they couldn't actually run at a MAF heart rate. So they had to run 1 minute, walk 30 seconds. So for them to just actually be able to move at under a MAF heart rate, it start to be a positive, sort of thing. So they might see not until 6 weeks before they actually see some adaptation, and then it might be the 6 weeks after that they actually start to see the positive. But to start with, just them being able to do it is a start, because they couldn't do it beforehand. So, although they're not looking at paces and seeing these, downward trends, they're actually seeing that, now my heart rate's not spiking up as quick. It takes, maybe 15 seconds more before I have to stop and walk. But they're starting to learn some concept to it. So, all in all, I'd say it's been great. For me, it was probably a little bit of a challenge, because I'm like, I can run fast. I have run fast in the past. So I kind of, always go, if I just keep going, I'll thing. But the reality is what it's showed to me is that, I'm not running as good as what I was 2 years ago when I was running a lot. When I did this last time, probably about 5:25 was my start pace before Ultraman, and I probably got down to about 4:35 pace before the Ultraman race. So literally, when I did Ultraman, I think I ran the first 60 Ks of Ultraman at MAF heart rate, and it wasn't until I hit the hills coming home that I went outside of that. And that's why I negative split a double marathon. Sort of thing. But, for me to go back now and looking at 5:50 and I'm still only at 5:30, well, the reality is I'm probably only where I was at when I started my Ultraman training, block. So, but it puts me in good stead. There's no races coming up, so I've got no real motivation. I was up to running 60 Ks this week, injury free. I'm not getting back smashed. I could keep running. Yesterday I ran 21 Ks and I jumped on the bike trainer and did a 100K bike race because my legs still felt good. So there's plenty of positives to come out of it. I encourage everyone to give it a go. Talk to us. We've got some plans. I'll put a link down in the thing to our website. It's got some plans. I'll put a link to the MAF Marathon Virtual Challenge for anyone that's interested. Anyone can join. It's just fun. It is going to be a bit of a race, but it's all just about challenging yourself. It's all going to be handicapped, so hopefully everyone comes pretty close on the day. You can do it by yourself, you can do it in isolation, you can do whatever. So, all right, guys, I would encourage you to have a go, give MAF a go. You got nothing to lose, and talk to you next time. Bye.